Last lecture, few lectures we got to know about the introduction of money market and capital market. Like in Indian financial system, we have four different types. Like it includes four criteria: financial institution, financial market, financial instrument, and financial service. Out of which we are studying about the financial market in detail. Okay. Next thing we got to know about the financial market, that financial market refers to a market where sale and purchase of financial assets such as bonds, stock, derivatives, government securities, foreign currency, etc. is taken place. Okay, this financial market is divided into two parts, that is capital market and money market. We studied the money market in detail. That money market is a short term instrument which includes trade bill, government securities, promissory notes. Okay, it is a market for near money. It is a market for near money. Okay, let's move ahead now. Then we studied about the structure of money market. Money market is divided into two structure: organized structure, unorganized structure. Organized structure comprised of RBI, commercial bank, cooperative bank, development financial institution, discount and finance house of India. Whereas unorganized sector includes the indigenous banker, money lender, unregulated non-bank financial institution, intermediaries. Then in detail we studied that RBI is at the apex. Two of the definition of central bank we studied. Okay. Then functions of RBI, like main function is to issue currency note, issue of currency note, bankers to government, bankers to bank, custodian of foreign exchange reserve, controller credit, collection and publication of data, promotional and development function, and other functions like lending money. Okay, clearing house for settling the accounts between its member banks are the important functions of RBI. Next, about the commercial bank. Commercial bank is divided into two parts: scheduled bank and non-scheduled bank. Public sector bank, private sector bank, foreign bank, and regional bank are the other. Commercial bank is divided into these four categories. Next, we got to know about the definition of commercial bank. After that, functions of commercial bank. The main function of commercial bank is to accept the deposit. Accepting the deposit is there in two types, that is demand deposit and time deposit. Second important function is about providing loans and advances. Third important function is the ancillary function, and the last one is credit creation. Okay. Then we got to know about the cooperative bank, its structure, development financial institution, that is DFICs, who grants loans or who gives financial support for industrial development. Okay. Next, about discount and finance house of India, that is DFHI. Then we studied about the unorganized sector, that is indigenous banker, money lender, and unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries. Okay, money lenders are not yet not still not prevailing in India, but at many of the rural places, as this is the only source, so these things have been practiced over there as well. Then I ask you all to go to the content of do you know. First, do you know part tells us that money market instrument, this whatever you all can see over here are the instruments of money market. Call or notice money market: when money is borrowed or lent for a day, it is known as call, that is overnight money. When money is borrowed or lent for more than day up to 14 days, it is known as notice money. So call is for a day, whereas notice money market is for till 14 days. Okay. Next, we saw about the treasury bills. Treasury bills, they are short-term instrument issued by the RBI on behalf of the government to meet temporary liquidity shortfall. Okay, this all you have studied in your law, what you say, introduction part as well. Commercial papers. Commercial papers, it is an unsecured promissory note, negotiable and transferable by endorsement and delivery with a fixed maturity period. This is just a part of do you know, means you should be aware about this terms. Certificate of deposit, that is CDS. They are unsecured negotiable instrument in bearer from issue by commercial banks and development financial institution. The last but not the least is about the commercial bills. They are short-term, negotiable, and self-liquidity liquidating instrument with low risk. Now, next part is about the role of money market. Role of money market. This, if you go through the points, know this all you have studied somewhere in commercial bank, somewhere in RBI, somewhere in function or in the introductory part. So, following are the role of money market in India. First one is about the short term requirement of borrowers. This you have read in the introduction part, which tells us that money market provides reasonable access for meeting the short term financial needs of the borrower of at realistic price. Next thing is about the liquidity management. This also term you know. Money market is a dynamic market. It facilitates better management of liquidity and money in the economy by the monetary authority. This in turn leads to economic stability and development of the country. If we have proper liquidity management, then what will happen? Whatever outgoing and incoming of money is there, that would be whatever liquidity of money is there, that would be managed properly. And if the things have been managed properly, then what will happen? Stability will be there, appropriate. Okay. Portfolio management. Money market deals with different types of financial instruments that are designed to suit the risk and return references of the investors. This enables the investors to hold a portfolio of different financial assets, which in terms helps in minimizing risk and maximizing return. Means with the help of this portfolio, it will help the investors to know whether they, in which thing they need to use. Okay, this will reduce the risk and it will give maximum profit. Next thing is about the equilibrating mechanism. Through rational allocation of resources and mobilization of saving into investment channel, money market helps to establish equilibrium between the demand for and supply of short term loans. So it is it is a mechanism or it is a device through which the thing will be balanced. The demand for short term money and the supply of short term money should be equilibrium. If it is there equilibrium, then what will happen? The economy will be balanced. So whatever demand is there, it should meet the supply. Demand is more, supply is, then the things will be there appropriate? No. So with the help of this mechanism, what will happen? Whatever savings are there, those savings are allocated or uh, placed in such a way that it is used at a maximum. Okay. Now after saving, what will happen? How we will use in the form of investment. Next thing is about the financial requirement of the government. The name itself tells us, in the starting itself we studied that money market helps the government to fulfill its short term financial requirement on the basis of treasury bill. So with the help of treasury bills, government will fulfill its financial requirement uh, about the debt, about the loans. Okay. Next, it helps for the implementation of monetary policy. Now, with the help of monetary policy is very, very important for the functioning or the appropriate functioning of the financial market. Because if the policy is made, people will follow. Who makes the policy? Central bank has the authority to make the policy and implement the policy. What is the main aim of this policy? Its aim at managing the quality of money in order to meet the requirement of different sector of the economy and to increase the pace of economic growth. So whatever savings are there, that savings, how it need to be utilized, how different sector will get that money, and if all of the sector is getting the money, then it will be utilized by each of this sector. Okay, and automatically our economy will grow. A well developed money market ensures successful implementation of monetary policy. It guides the central bank in developing an appropriate interest policy. Depending upon the market situation, financial market situation, the policy could be changed and then it could be implemented. The next comes the economize the use of cash. The name itself tells us that the dealing should be very appropriate. Like money market deals with various financial instruments. They are close substitute of money and not actual money. Thus, thus it economizes the use of cash. We till now we got to know that this money market is not actually in the form of cash. It might be there in the form of CDS, okay, CPS, CBS, TBS, okay. So this should be there in the appropriate manner. Growth of commerce, industry and trade. Money market facilitate discounting bills of exchange to local and international traders who are in urgent need of short-term funds. It also provides working capital for agriculture and small-scale industry. That means the title itself tells us that money have been provided for growth of commerce, for industrial, for trade purpose. If money is given to them, then what will happen? They will start producing more and more goods. More and more people will be indulged in the activity of production, and thus will lead to growth of that particular sector and automatically will lead to growth of our economy. Now second thing is about the problem of Indian money market. This problem of Indian money market is there in the form of self study for you all. Okay, so what is the first problem? Dual structure of money market, because money market is divided into organized sector and unorganized sector. So there is no transparency, people are violating, people are not following. Even RBI is not able to control or supervise in a proper manner. Lack of in short, I will tell you, lack of uniformity in the rate of interest. Rate of interest is differed from of commercial, different for commercial bank, different of cooperative bank. Scheduled bank is charging different interest rate, so and for different people. So means there is no similarity in rate of interest, because of which people are not been guided properly. Shortage of fund. We say we have capital, we have savings, we have savings in the bank, and that saving will be mobilized for further investment. But we do, if we don't have saving only properly, will we be able to mobilize those saving for investment? No, it is not possible, right? So we don't have proper funds. There is shortage of funds. Shortage of funds means what? Saving is not there proper. Means in rural area, if you take, each and everyone has their bank account. No. If urban area example we will take, everyone having their what you say, accounts in the bank, saving accounts in the bank. No. So this banking habits have not developed among the people, because of which funds are not having not there in the money market. Okay. Now seasonal fluctuation. Now if at all proper things are there, demand for funds varies as per the season. During the peak season of October to June, the finance is required on the large scale for various purposes like agriculture, investment, and other activities. Now, next thing is about the lack of financial inclusion. Banking facility in the country are still inadequate and inaccessible. Means not many people are not using the financial facilities. Okay. delay in technological upgradation. Advancement of technology has not there. If it is there, then people are not knowing the things, because of which there is a connectivity gap between the knowledge and information. Next thing is about the reform introduced in money market. Now they were with the help of this reform, what will happen? There will be proper functioning of the money market. Okay, financial market will be there in this smooth and appropriate manner. So that is why reforms were introduced in the money market. The first reform was introduction of new instrument. Now this treasury bills, okay, commercial papers, certificate of deposits, money market mutual funds. Okay, what are this? These are the new instruments in the money market. Okay, next thing is that RBI repos and reserves repos were introduced under the liquidity adjustment facilities. So RBI has introduced this facility as well. Okay, interest rate to be largely determined by the market forces. What are the two market forces? Demand and supply. Where the point of equilibrium will meet, that rate will be there in the form of interest rate. Okay, so next thing is about the National Electronic Fund Transfer, NEFT. You might have seen this Nifty while doing the transaction, banking transaction. If you're transferring your amount to someone else, that time also you might have seen this. Real time gross settlement, RTGS, were introduced as an improved payment infrastructure. Okay, next thing is electronic dealing system was introduced to bring out technological upgradation. For example, credit card facility and different electronic mediums are being utilized here till now. Next thing, this part is there in the part of do you know. So this part tells us that recent development in banking sector has taken place in the small finance bank. Okay, next thing, payment banks, how the payments have been done, universal banks, single window, that is, and local area banks. So these are the recent development in the banking sector. Next thing is about the capital market in India. This is the last part of our uh, chapter and syllabus. Okay, so capital market in India, its meaning tells us that capital market is a market for long term funds. It is a market for long term funds. both equity and debt Both equity and debt are raised within and outside the country, okay, with the help of capital market in India. Now, equity is what? The value of the shares issued by a company. Okay. Now, what is debt? That I had already told you all. That a debt is a sum of money that is owed or due. Okay, so this, with the help of money market, is used for short term funds, whereas capital market is used for long term funds. And both equity and debt can be raised within the country. Within the country means what? Within the India, within the territorial boundaries of India. Outside the country means what? Dealing with the foreign institute. Okay, it is also an important constituent of financial institution and financial system. Okay, Development of an effective capital market is necessary for promoting more investment as well as achieving economic growth. Now, this point tells us that if more and more if a proper development in capital market is taking place, people are aware about the capital market, they will utilize this market. If capital market is growing, then automatically our economy growth will take place because of more and more investment. Okay, demand for long term funds come from agriculture, trade and industry. Individual savers, corporate savings, banks, insurance company, specialized financial institution are the suppliers of long term funds. Okay, so this is the main point in the form of example for y'all. Okay, let's see in detail now further part. I hope that capital market is clear. There are 3 points which you need to keep in the mind. First thing, that capital market is a long term fund, and funds long term fund, both equity and debt can be raised within the country and outside the country. It is important for a financial system, because if more and more investment is taking place in the capital market, then our economic growth will take place. Okay, and this long term funds come from agriculture, trade and industries, individual savers, insurance company and all. Now, structure of capital market in India. This is quite easy. First one is about the government securities. Next thing is about the industrial securities market, development financial institution, and last one is about the financial intermediaries. Now, industrial securities market is divided into two, that is new issue market and old issue market. Okay, whereas development financial institution is divided into IFCI, ICICI, SFCS, IDBI, IIBI, UTI. Okay, next thing, financial intermediaries is divided into merchant banks, mutual funds, leasing company, venture capital companies and others. Let's see in detail about each of it. First thing is about the government. First, first thing is about the government securities. Okay, so let's see in detail about the securities. It is also known as GILT, that is gilt edge market, EDGED. Okay, it is also called as glitch edge market. It deals in government and semi government securities, such securities carried a fixed rate of interest. Okay, brief information, short information only they have given in syllabus. Then industrial securities market, it deals with the share and debenture. Industrial security market deals with the shares and debentures issued by old and new companies. Issued by old and new companies. It is further divided into primary market, that is new issue market. New issue market is also called as primary market, whereas old issue market is called as secondary market. Okay, so industrial securities market deals with shares and debentures issued by who issues old and new companies. It is divided into two. First one is primary market, that is new issue market. Second one is secondary market, that is old issue market. Primary market helps to raise fresh capital through sales of share and debentures. How does it raise capital? How does first one raise the capital? By sharing, by issuing, okay, or by selling shares and debentures. Second market deals with securities already issued by the company. Old, the name itself tells us that it was been already issued by the market. New means what? By selling the new shares and debentures, okay. So secondary market functions through stock exchange. So how does the old issue market function? With the help of stock exchange. Stock exchange is an important constituent of capital market. It is an association or organization in which stocks, bonds, commodities, etc. are traded. Now, can you tell me the example of stock exchange? What are the premier stock exchange in the country? What stock exchange you have heard? Two things you might have heard in news from the mouth of people. Where does the actual dealing takes place of the stock exchange? Yes, good, Joy. BSE, that is Bombay Stock Exchange, and another one is NSE, that is National Stock Exchange. So, where does this stock exchange come? In the secondary market, that is old issue market, where already purchased shares and debentures are been traded. Okay, I hope that this part is clear. Now we will see the third type. Third type is about the development financial institution. Short form is it is D capital, F capital, I capital and S small. Development financial institutions. Okay, they provide medium term and long term financial assistance, which they give medium and long term financial assistance to the private sector. To whom they give? This all are private sector. To private sector. Long term and medium term financial assistance are being provided to the private sector. They include Industrial Finance Corporation of India, that is IFCI. Next thing is about the ICICI, then FCS, IDBI, IIBI, that is Industrial Investment Bank of India, Exim Bank, UTI. Okay, these are the examples. So main thing you need to know in this development financial institution is that 2 points. It gives medium term and long term financial assistance to private sector. Next thing is fourth one is about the financial intermediaries. Financial intermediary is an organization which act as a link between investor and the borrower. Intermediaries. Intermediary means intermediator. Intermediary means the mediator, middle person. So it acts as a link between whom? Between the investors, the people who invest, and borrower, the people who borrow, to meet the financial objectives of both the party. This person will borrow, this person will invest. They consist of merchant banks, mutual fund, leasing company, venture capital companies. Okay. Now, can you do you know the meaning of merchant banks? If yes, then write Y in the chat box. Okay, so merchant banks in India manages and underwrite new issues, advise corporate clients on fundraising and other financial aspect. Next thing is about the mutual fund. Mutual funds mobilize the saving of general public and invest them in stock market securities. Next thing is about the leasing company. Okay, so what does this leasing company do? They provide finance for acquiring plant and machinery, especially for small and medium sized enterprises. Okay, next thing is about the venture capital companies. Do you know what are the venture capital companies? They provide commercial support to new ideas and for the introduction and adoption of new technologies. Following roles have been played by the capital market. First role is that mobilize long term saving. Mobilize means what? Moving. Okay, there is an increasing demand for investment funds by industrial organization and the government, but the availability of financial resources is insufficient to meet this growing demand. Capital market helps to mobilize long term saving from various sections of the population through the sales of securities. So with the help of capital market, the things have been sold out, and once the things have been sold out, capital market will receive funds, will receive savings, and this savings have been, in this way the savings have been mobilized for the growth of industrial organization or the for the growth of the private sector. Next thing is about the provide equity capital. Capital market provides equity capital or share capital to entrepreneur, which could be used to purchase asset as well as funds business operations. Next thing is about the operational efficiency. Capital market helps to achieve operational efficiency by lowering the transaction cost, simplifying transaction procedure, lowering settlement timing in purchase and sale of stock. Next is about the quick valuation. Capital market helps to determine a fair and quick value of both equity, that is share, debt, that is bonds, and debenture instrument. Last one is about the integration. Capital market leads to integration among real and financial sector, equity and debt instrument, government and private sector, domestic and external fund. Okay, so all the things have been connected with the help of capital market. Problem of capital market is there for self study. First problem is about the financial scam. Every day or twice into one day at least we hear about this financial scams. Okay, insider trading and price manipulation is another problem. Third problem is inadequate debt instrument. Fourth problem is decline in the volume of trade, means not many investors are there. Okay, lack of informal efficiency means information have been not known by many of the companies, many of the people about many of these stocks. Okay, next thing is about the reforms introduced in the capital market. As in money market reform was important, in the same way in capital market even reform is important for all the growth of capital market. If more and more people will know, more and more people will be involved in it, and the economy will grow. First thing is about the SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India, was established in the year 1988 but given statutory power in the year 1992 to protect the interest of the investors and to promote the development of the securities market. So this completely deals with security market. Okay, next one is about the National Stock Exchange, that is NSE. The leading stock exchange in India was established in 1992. Okay, third one is computerized screen based trading system, that is SBTS, was introduced as a part of modernization. Demat account has been introduced since 1996 to facilitate easy purchase and sales of shares by the investors through electronic method. Increased access to global fund by Indian companies was permitted through American Depository Receipt, that is ADRS, and Global Depository Receipts, that is GDRS. Okay, so this was the few of the reforms introduced for the promotion and growth of capital market. Last but the not the least is part of your do you know, which tells us about the monetary policy and fiscal policy. Okay, a monetary policy is implemented by central bank. Fiscal policy is implemented by central government. Monetary policy deals with money supply. Fiscal policy deals with tax expenditure, etc. Monetary policy aims at financial stability. Fiscal policy aims at economic and social development. Monetary policy is quantitative in nature and it is qualitative in nature. Quantity means it leads to growth, quality means it leads to development of a country. So this is the merge of both the chapters. Do you have any doubt now? Any term or anything you all have not understood? You all can ask me in the chat box. Here our topic ends.